Hey everyone, welcome back to Print Life. Today we're going to be taking a look here at the HP Victus 15 with the RX 6550M GPU that I just got from Best Buy while I was on a Black Friday sale. And I got this for only $427, which was a really good deal. But one drawback of that was that it came with only 8 gigabytes of RAM. And for, Blender and a lot of other stuff, 8 gigabytes just really doesn't cut it. So we're going to be sticking this new dual stick 32 gigabyte RAM in here, and we're going to look at some before and after benchmarks. Let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to be taking a look at here is the before. So right now we still have the 8 gigabytes in the computer, and I've been modeling a forest for an upcoming video. It's going to be about pushing this computer as far as it can go. So I've been trying to add some trees, and I'm just going to show you what the current lag is with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So to add another tree, I'm just going to come over here to curve, sapling tree gen, and make it a Douglas fir. Now you can already see some delay here, at least a couple seconds, and finally it turned into a fir. It's overlapping with this tree here, but it did make it. And even here, switching the menus to go to branch splitting, it also has a lot of lag. And right now we have Blender open, of course, the screen recorder, and the audio recorder. So we're going to try to change branch splitting to 4 and click enter. And once again, couple seconds of lag. When I increase this to 5 and then I come over here to armature and try to add an armature, Blender actually crashes, so I have to keep it around 4. And then because I want these trees to be animated, I'm clicking use armature. And this one has a huge delay, really. It's just this whole thing, isn't optimal. But we'll be able to see once this works. There we go. Anyone wants to time that, tell me how long that took down in the comments. And we're going to go to animation. Oh, there we go. So Blender just crashed on us. So this is what it looks like right now with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, here we are, finally, with the back cover off. I say finally because some of you may notice that this RAM is different, and that is because, as it turns out, despite what numerous sources online say, this specific HP laptop takes DDR5 RAM instead of DDR4, so the initial RAM stick that I showed you guys didn't fit in the slot here. I will include this specific model of this, so if any of you are planning on upgrading your RAM, I'll also include a link of the RAM you actually need, not the RAM that most people say you do. So we got this off, we took the screws off, and used a little card here to undo the clips, and now we're ready to put this RAM in. So, first step is to unplug the battery right here. So it's just going to pull out this connector. There we go. We open up this package here, and we have 24 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, and we can just slide it in right here. There's that perfect fit. Just push it down. There we go. And that's it. It's as easy as that. We just stick this thermal tape back on. And there we go. So we're just gonna plug this battery here back in. Alright, and we're back once again. Sorry for the pause there. I had trouble sliding the battery connector back in. In case you couldn't tell, this is my first time upgrading a computer. But here we are. Finally, we've got the extra 24 gigs in. So if we come over here, we can see proof that we finally have 32 gigabytes of RAM right here. Well, wait, how are we using 9 gigabytes? If we had 8 before, then we're already using more than we had. That's crazy. But anyway, here we have our Blender thing open again. So let's see how much faster it is. So we're going to click add, curve, sapling tree gen. Okay, that was fast. Then if we load a preset, Douglas fir. Ooh, still a bit of lag there. Let's go to branch splitting. Wow, still a couple seconds of lag. I'm gonna see what happens if I push the branch splitting levels up to 5, just to see, if it crashes, if I try to add an armature to that. So, yeah, I don't know why there's still so much lag. It might just be the tool, This tool might just be really hard on the system. Alright, so we have 5 branch splitting levels here. Armature. And click use armature. Now let's see what happens here. Hopefully it'll be able to add an armature. When I've tried this before, it has crashed Blender when I click use armature with 5 levels of branch splitting. And of course we do have the screen recorder and sound recorder on, so if this doesn't work, I'll pause this video for a second, then try it again without all this other stuff going in the background. Oof. Yeah, Blender's still not responding here. Alright, be right back. So, I tried it without anything running in the background, and it did crash, even without the extra stuff. So, I'm starting to think it might not be a problem with the RAM, it might be a problem with the tool, but we are gonna try and see what happens with only 4 branch splitting, just to see if it crashes. As you remember, it did crash when I had 4, added the armature, and when I was trying to switch to the animation tab, it did crash. So, let's see if it does that again. Use armature. I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to switch to the type of tree. So we're just gonna come back over to geometry and make that a fir, because the default tree looks really weird. I don't know what they did with it, but the Douglas fir I feel is the most natural looking tree. Cool. So we have the Douglas fir. Armature is loaded. So let's go to the animation tab. And we just beat the RAM from last time. Blender is not crashed. Let's try to add an armature animation. Boom. That was easy. Okay. So we've got this down. So 32 gigabytes of RAM, as it turns out, is better than 8 gigabytes of RAM. Blender does not crash. I can finish modeling my forest, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching Print Life.